Hello, welcome to my channel, Casablanca Cargo. This is Kat. First of all, I want to thank you all for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate you so much. I know I say that a lot, but I really do appreciate all the views and all the comments that you've made, and also the fact that you've taken the time to subscribe to my channel. It means so much to me, and thank you for tuning in today and watching my channel. And if you're new to my channel, I say welcome. I say welcome to everyone. So, without further ado, let us look at the Mermaid's Journal. I had been calling this my Mermaid Journal, but it turned into the Mermaid's Journal. So, let's start with the cover. We have our mermaid tail, which I have videos in my playlist of everything along the way, but I have finished the back. Applause. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to put on back here, but this is some wrapping paper, but it is really sturdy. It's got a nice laminated coating, I guess, on it, and I just love the old world type of map. And as we go through the mermaid story, you'll find out why the maps are so important to her. And on the spine, let's turn it this way, I have added, move all of my charmy things out of the way here for a moment. I added, this is some snippet roll. There are all kinds of videos on YouTube of what a snippet roll is, but basically it's just a strip of fabric, and then you just sew or glue extra to make it extra. And so this has lace. Let's see, first there's a piece of fabric, like a muslin. This is, I think it was the Laura Ashley vintage sheet I found in a thrift store. And then I put lace over it, which was thrifted from a top. And then I have some lace trim. This is a floral from, I think, another lace top that I thrifted. And then this here is some new trim that I sewed on to mimic the waves. And so on the danglies, we have some braided cords, and this is a piece of t-shirt yarn I found at Michael's a few years ago, and it's just so cool. It's like they took t-shirt and pulled it, and then, you know, ripped it or cut it and pulled it and turned it into yarn. And then here are some beads on some hemp. I've got some bronze beads, and then this sort of interesting looking thing here. Let's see if I can hold it up to the camera. That's a neat bead. And this one here, it's a blue bead. Okay. And then the closure or bead at the end to give it some weight. And then there's 3 strands. 3 strands. One is ribbon, one is braided twine, I guess, and then some baker's twine. And then they all have the beads, various beads at the bottom. Just things that she found during her time in the ocean and things that washed from the shore. Okay, so let's get into this. So we open it up, and on the inside cover, I might get a little noisy with these beads, I have a pocket that I sewed I had that, here it is, 7 Gypsies Maritime Collection Poisson paper that I used on my envelope pocket, which is in my playlist, but I had some left over, so I sewed the paper, and here's the other side of that paper. I sewed it to some of that wrapping paper, and then I sewed this pocket. I found some more of that textured paper that I talked about for some of the well, somewhere in this book I will find it. Anyway, I had some of this textured paper. I found it when I moved some stuff. Isn't that funny how you find things? Anyway, I put that in there for the pocket, and then I have a journal card that says best beach memories that I will never forget. And then, of course, I have my tall or large tag side pocket. And then this is, you can write on here, and here's a picture of the ocean and the cliffs, and I just thought that was so pretty. And then, oh yeah, and the closure is just knots, and the reinforcement is here. Okay, so this book belongs to, well, guess what, gang? I'm gonna give this up. I'm gonna put this in my shop. I will list this in my Etsy shop by Friday, August 19, I believe, of this week. I love this thing so much, but I can't keep everything that I love. I don't have a big enough house. So anyway, it will be listed. So anyway, if you buy this, then your name will go here. So we start the mermaid story, and sometimes you'll see these little, let's get this in the frame. Here's a little die cut of a mermaid tail, and of course the thumb page turners are either maps or paper bag or corrugated paper. So here we start the story. This says, my sister Delia, and this is a magazine image. She went missing a long time ago. So what I did was to make it less glue booky and more, oh, I don't know, how do you describe it? More, less glue booky, more altered, that's good, altered picture. I added Tim Holtz tissue paper and used some markers to color it in. And then this are when you grab my, when you use one of these thingies, this is really, and you push right here where the hole goes, it makes holes like I have here for the closure. There's little bits. Of course, you'll know that if you use it. Well, I see. I save them, and so I saved the little bits and put them in a cleaned out medicine jar. I know. I saved too much things that are just, you know, you should just throw them away. But anyway, I used them here on her eyebrow, just to make her look a little more unique and a little less like the ad that was in the magazine. Oh, and this too, I have to tell you, this is a stencil. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and I will glue down what like I glued her down. I went, oh great, and then I went, oh, I should have done something in the background because it's just notebook paper with the lines. So I took a stencil and I took my blending brush and I just laid down the stencil and went over it, and sometimes I tried to get as close to the picture as I could without really going over it too much, and I really just loved how that came out. Okay, so here's the story. My sister Delia, she went missing a long time ago. Our father says a big shark called Hollywood got her. We can't tell if he's joking. And so as I was cutting up the Tim Holtz tissue paper, this word was there. And I thought, well, that's kind of sending this story in a different direction than I intended. And I added more tissue paper around her eye and then took markers and went around her eye, and I thought, I think our mermaid has a little bit of resentment and some anger where her sister is concerned. And so, take that as you will, but not everything is this heavy in the book, I hope. I don't know. Well, we'll find out. Okay, so here's one of my open weave trim page turners. Here's our, no one believes me when I say I want legs. Let's get going. Here's the mermaid's tail, another one. Here's another cloth or fabric page turner. Tab. This one says Sparkle and Shine. And these are some people in the water. You, me, and the sea, and today's date. You can write that in there, and then you can write on the wavy lines, which is also from a stencil. Okay, so now we get to the first Resin Mermaid's Tail, and these tabs, I believe they were part of the K & Company Smash Book ephemera. Have any of you ever done a smash book or know about smash booking? Well, they used to have all this kind of ephemera, and then as they stopped making the smash books and started putting them into the outlet stores, like Tuesday morning, I would pick them up, and I had these for a long time. They're sticky, but they're reinforced now with more glue and then some staples, but it's fabric. Let's see if you can see that. Where's the camera? There it is. And here's the Resin Mermaid's Tail. So these tabs in the book are just used for decorative. Every one of these has a charm on it, and I just thought it looked good with the other cloth tabs that were going on, but it's more sturdy to hold the charm. It says up here, go with the flow, and there's a silhouette of a mermaid. Here's some more stencil. This is a tuck. I will not be caught unawares. You can tuck that up there. Of the sun. And another silhouette. These are all die cuts. Okay, here's a story, another story. I have this one on my Instagram if you want to go see it, and I'm going to put up more pictures in the days to come of this journal now that I have it completed. This one is Beach Island Vacation. And she says, my sisters took me away on a holiday. They found land people moo-moos, and that's what they call the people that live not in the water. They call them land people. So they found land people moo-moos. We put them on. It was hysterical because they're in the water. They're not coming out of the water, but the caftans floated by and they grabbed them and put them on. And they thought it was hysterical, mermaids wearing caftans. And so these pictures of these ladies here are from catalogs. And I took another catalog and cut it so it looks like it's a shirt or the caftan top. and put them over these images, and then I distressed it with some ink. And this frame is, when we got our insurance cards, they were in this plastic, you know, with the 2 insurance cards in this plastic frame, I guess you call it. And so I took it and wrapped the here it is, this washi tape that I have, the thin one, this one right up in here. I just wrapped it around and glued as I went, and wrapped it around, and then added some more washi tape down here. They were having a good time. Here's some postcards. It says, "Let's get away." It's black and white with butterflies on the back. And then this one is a vintage one from Florida. It says, "Surf in sand along a sunny Florida beach." And I put some cardstock on the back for a journaling spot. And then down here it says, "I even let my hair dry out." And there's this funny picture down here while they're on vacation. And so over here then we have one more little story. She said, "They handed me this drink in a coconut. I felt funny. Something about lime in the coconut." And there's that one. So I think they had a good time. Oh, and I do want to say too that every once in a while you'll see that I've outlined the catalog pictures. I forgot to mention that on the first one. I saw a video by Cat Hand. I'm not sure when it came out, but I saw a video where she took magazine pictures, and by adding just a little bit of outlining and stuff, it turned it into more of an art. I'm not even doing it justice the way she does, but it turns it more into less catalog or less magazine and more of, I don't know how I forget how she describes it, but it's more like an art page than just, you know, a glue book. Which, I mean, glue books are great too. I love them. And okay, so moving on. This is a doily. It's a die, and of course, I think I mean I see a mermaid's tail in here, and if I had tried to do that, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But it came out that way. I thought, geez, that looks like a mermaid's tail. So we have another journaling card with a beach theme. And there's writing or whatever on the back. Here's another die cut octopus. Let's keep moving along. Oops, we lost a tail. I'll have to fix that. Positive mind, positive vibes, positive life. And here's a shell die cut. And some more of that fabric trim. And my fish, and here's a little octopus. Okay, now this was where, you know, I didn't get this one page glued down, you know, it was just sticking up and going high when I was going through the book. So I cut it in half and I trimmed some of it off. I glued down this portion after I put down the magazine collages and put tags in there. Here's a travel tag, and it's a collage tag, and here's another one, and they just fit in there. So, you know, lemons to lemonade, I guess. Here's another fabric tag. Start today with some shells. Fabric tag, very important stuff. Here's another charm. It says love. Another shell die cut, and here's another tail. Okay, so I haven't washi taped this in yet because I said I was going to do this on camera, and I ended up sewing more than just sitting here and, you know, gluing and all that. So I don't have my filming set up to film sewing. So I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to show you how I did this, but I will describe what I'm doing here. So here's a large tag. And on this side is the silhouette of the mermaid. And I added trim around her window. And then on this side is a large mermaid tail that's been sewn on. And then I sewed around. On this side is blue, and on this side, I don't know if it is going to pick up, but it shimmers. It's a metallic thread. This is the thread. Sulky metallic 145-8024. I got this in a bag of different kinds of threads, and there were several metallic in there. My daughter found it at a thrift store and got it for me. And I've had it for, well, you know, unless I say it's new, let's just go with it. I've had it for a while. This is a die cut. This here is part of a paper plate, party paper plates. I cut out the mermaid tail, and then I put it on the paper and zigzagged around it. And there's my tag. Oh, and this top is some little bit of that ruffle trim that I sewed that I had left, and I turned that into the tag. And so this will go in here, and I will either hinge it this way or turn it this way and hinge it that way. I don't know. Which way do you think I should do it? Let me know in the comments below. And this says, saw these two on the shore, still obsessed with legs. So our mermaid is obsessed with legs and all the opportunities that having legs could probably present to her. Here's a little rainbow charm. Here is a top tuck spot, and this says Paradise Beach, Boardwalk, or Fishing Wharf, and it's a journal tag. Just fits right up in there. Okay, so if you saw my video on talking about sewing on this trim, I had to turn the book on itself, basically, and fearing that I really did mess up the spine, especially since I'm going to sell this book or list it to sell, and hopefully someone will love it as much as I do. I added the hemp, and I wrapped it around, and it comes out the top. It's underneath this, which has all been glued down now, and hopefully it won't go anywhere. And just to reinforce the pages into the book, so hopefully they don't come apart and come flying out. And look, they all like to twist up when you want to look at them. So that blue one is this one right here, and it's tied in a knot up in here underneath the finish, underneath the snippet roll. So that's the first one. Here we go. The twins, so annoying, Pele and Irvin, but funny at the same time. And here's our second resin mermaid charm. This one says believe in yourself, and a die cut seashell, and here is the heart. I talked about this in my sewing on the tabs and all of that, and I tucked a little sun into the heart. I'll just stick her back in there. Okay. All right. And these are some more die cuts. And this is a die cut of mermaid scales. Okay, here's a diamond charm. Here's some flip-flops. Here's a flip-flop journal card. How about that? And we have a little butterfly on that charm. It says, storms don't last forever. And a shell die cut. And here is a star charm. Now this is my trifold. Oh, there's a die cut up here of a shell. Opens up like this, and there's room for writing or pictures in here. And then we have this tag. It says, once upon a dream. And that tucks back there. And then here's another tag. It says, we are all made of stars. And that tucks right here. And then this little fun tag, because there is another little pocket in the front of that, is of a steamship. And then the fish says, be productive. I'm trying. I'm really trying. There's another die cut octopus, and here's Mrs. Hairpin. She found her glasses. And then the mermaid's favorite books were my favorite books: Tropical, Shells, Seahorse, and Palm Trees. So those were her favorite books. Okay, this one is Get It Girl. Oh, yeah, I'm trying. And here's another silhouette mermaid. Here's a pineapple charm. Pineapple charm. And some more lace ribbon. Okay, now this is a story I wrote. Let's see if I can read it without messing up. I mean, I did write it. Okay, it says, I met the muse one day. I saw her sitting on a rock, almost too far from shore. I knew immediately she was like me and not like me. She had legs. She looked so sad and forlorn. It was as if a deep rip I had never known happened, and she was now spent. I grabbed a measure of food and swam to where she was. I circled the rock and splashed my tail to let her know I was there. When I emerged, our eyes met, and I knew it was safe to approach. I offered my gift of food, and she accepted. We ate and talked, learning about each other. She was warm and giving, which made me want to open up. Finally, when the food was gone and I was feeling full and brave, I asked the muse a question I carried for a long time. Reaching into my oilcloth bag, I pulled an image. Is the world really round? She took the image, touching it gingerly. I could see her thoughts went beyond my simple question. Yes, she said, handing it back to me. When the day was ending, I offered to bring her to shore. She smiled faintly, saying it wasn't necessary. Suddenly, something nibbled at my fin. I wiggled and looked into the water. Just as I was looking up, I saw twinkling lights and then dusty sparkles. The muse was gone, and I never saw her again. And then down here it says Finn. And here's the muse. And it says, every time she inspires an artist, she falls in love. Every time she says goodbye, her heart breaks. And this is more Tim Holtz tissue paper. And these are just some magazine images that I glued and collaged together. And that's my story. And it just tucks under that little piece of corrugated tab there. And then I added, because I covered over the original thumb turner, I added some corrugated, I have some colored corrugated paper, and I just punched a thumb turner and put that on there. Okay, moving along now. All right, so here's a crown and a scepter. I have a a die cut, and I thought that would be pretty with this paper. I don't know if it's picking up the shimmers. There's a seahorse die cut, and here's our "Why am I all alone when there's so many fish in the sea?" Well, maybe not this guy. And here's a butterfly charm. Oh, this is, okay, so this is, she came off. The tail came off, and I will put that back on. You know, you just can't go smoothly. Can't go smoothly. All right, so here's my coin pocket envelope, and this comes out. It's a journal card with surfboards, and there's some fish behind the window, and I glued it on 3 sides so that you can tuck something behind there. And here's a little ticket type journaling card, and there's that fabric tab that says "Live Today." Another planner sticker, and a die cut shell. And here's a shamrock. And this sticker here, let's see if I can get this on a camera. There's a story here. You should hear the bear tell it. And here's a seahorse and the mermaid having a little chat. And here's my creation ribbon. And it says, "When nothing is sure, everything is possible." And these are die cut starfish. Okay, so here's one more story. "I saw the sea hag. She looked nothing I imagined. 'What must I do to have legs?' I asked, scared to hear her reply. 'Give me your most precious thing,' she said. 'I shall return when you are ready.' How can I do it? How can I give her my most prized possession, my notebook?" All right, so we're almost done. Here's a tag that I put in this pocket, and because I put Mod Podge over this, I'm gonna roll my wax to make it less sticky. Okay, and this is Tim Holtz tissue paper, I mean. Okay, so there we are. Now she's coming to, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna give up her journal and her notebook? And here's our final page. It says, "She's a dreamer, a doer, a thinker." And there we have it. She gave up her notebook so that she could have legs. And then here's the back pocket. It says, "My favorite things to do at the beach." And the back, oh, don't you go losing on me. Here we go. In the back tag, it says, "You, me, and the sea." And space on the back. Blank space on the back. And there it is. This is the Mermaid's Journal. And like I said, it is going to be listed in my Etsy shop. I'll have the links below in the description box. And if you're interested, please have a look and, let me know. But I had a lot of fun making this, and I learned so much during the making of it. New stuff and how to do things. But anyway, it's time to let it go and let someone else enjoy it. And here we are. So again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to my stories, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Anyway, we will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.